Okay, let's wait 2 more minutes, then we will start the event. Alright, now that we are all set, let's dive into what we have planned for today. Our today's event focus on the critical topic of secure data handling using encryption in OutSystems. In the era where data security is a paramount, it is an absolute must know for the developers, architect, and the security enthusiast. We are thrilled to have Shashi Mishra with us, an experienced OutSystem consultant and our speaker for the today's event. Shashi has helped many organizations to secure their apps and data. Today, she will share the practical tips and insights on encryption in OutSystem. It's going to be super helpful for anyone who is looking to boost their app security knowledge. Okay, so without any further delay, let's welcome Shashi. Shashi, over to you.
So thank you, Kratika. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Let me know, am I audible to all of you, Kratika?
Yeah, you are audible to us.
Okay, okay. And now I'm going to share my screen. So let me confirm once whether it's visible for you all or not.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, okay. Thank you for confirmation. Okay, so yeah. Now I keep my screen in presenting mode. Is it perfect for you all, guys? Kritika, once you confirm, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect for us.
Okay, okay. Thank you
We can
so
get
much.
started.
So, thank you everyone for joining this session. And today we are going to talk about the topic which is really very sensitive and basically for data handling and for the saving our data, whether it's about AWS or it's about cloud or anything uh, that we should keep safe and secure. So the matter is comes how we can do all those things. So in the security series today, I'm the part of this session. So I am Shashi Mishra, OutSystem consultant and trainer at Rustistic Technologies, and today we are going to discuss about the topic that is secure data handling in OutSystem, server side and client side, encryption and decryption. So, what is the agenda of today's session? That is understanding encryption and decryption basics, difference between server and client side encryption, and our next session means in next part we discuss why we are doing all those things in out systems, and then we'll go with the live demo session. In there we are using some kind of forge component, and by using that forge component we are going to design encrypted uh, 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 client and server actions, and then we try to explore a bit more. Then what's the step we have to follow for implementing these kind of practices? After that, I'll take the question and whatever insights we can do that will go on the question and answer session. And after that, one of the most exciting session, that quiz, that will be most awaiting session for uh, means most awaiting event for every session, I can say. So we'll go one by one. Okay, so now I'm starting with the encryption and decryption, with the introduction. So what is the encryption? It means first of all, why we need this thing. We are require encryption at the sender end, and we are require decryption at the receiver end, because we want to save our data. We don't want anybody come and play with our data, whether it's from a binary, means whether it's our document, our picture, or our uh, any password, or any like financial related document, anything, or our id, anything. So we don't want to disclose all those things. So keep safe all information that is really very private. For that, we have to go for the encryption. So it is a process of converting data into unreadable format, while decryption is the opposite process, where we are converting data back to its original format. Encryption, the process of scribbling data into secret code, that is known as ciphertext, and so that we can protect our data to stolen, changed, or compromised. And in decryption, we are doing just opposite of this, because in now what we did in encryption, we send our plain data, and we send some kinds of algorithm keys, and by that we made ciphertext, and we are processing that data. That data is not human readable, but at the receiver end, it's required to get our original data. For that, we have to do decryption at the receiver end, and we get back the original data. That data is plain text data. Okay, so for that purpose, means for safety and security purpose, we have to go for the encryption and decryption. But for decryption, we always remember it should be decrypted uh, in the place where it's more authenticated or authorized. Like, means once we encrypt it, we are safe and secure. But if we disclose that thing, we decrypt that thing in anonymous screen, then no means of that. So we must take care wherever we are going to do decryption. For that authorization, we make sure it's legitimate user, it's authenticate user. Okay. So further difference between both is at the sender and receiver end. In the sender end, we have to encrypt our data, and at the receiver end, we have to decrypt our data so that receiver can understand their original data. Okay. So in next slide, I'm going to show whatever I already told in the pictorial format. There is sender, there is recipient. Sender sends the information in the plain text format. Receiver and receiver again need that plain text. For that, and in between we want to proceed our data. So for that, at the sender end, we go for the encryption. For that, we are going to use some kinds of keys, some kinds of algorithms. By that, by mixing that, we are converting our data in the ciphertext form. Ciphertext form means in the secure format. And at the decryption process, we have to use some kind of key, whether it's similar with the sender key are different. It's depend on the algorithms we are using. By using that key, we reverse back our plain text data, and recipient can understand that data. Again, we have to take care at the time of decryption. So this is the overall the process what we are going to do in this session. Encryption and decryption key, as I already told about you, here two kinds of key we used. One is the public key for the transmitting in, and one another one is the recipient key. Recipient key can be public or private. So for that encryption and decryption key, uh, we we have to generate these kind of key. So by two process we can do that key generation. One is the symmetric encryption and another one is the asymmetric encryption. In symmetric encryption, uh, we have to use some kinds of algorithms, and asymmetrical also we have to do some kind of mathematical tools or some kind of algorithms we have to use. There is commonly used algorithms for all those things, means all encryption is AES and RSA. There is other algorithms as well, but we focused only on AES and RSA. So symmetric encryption and decryption. So you can see from this picture, there is sender and there is receiver. And the sender in we are doing encryption and we use key. This is the internet, means that this is a server and we are sending information from this into decryption end, and in the sender end and receiver end we are using two similar key. It shows for encryption and decryption we are using same kind of key. This kind of encryption is known as symmetric encryption. Means if we are using same kind of key and by that we are transmitting the information, then then that kind of encryption known as the symmetric encryption. We must take care. We are going to save our key in some proper in secure place, like we can use site property for saving this in the environment or some other secure place. We cannot keep it open, that secure key, because it's play vital role. So as I already told, in symmetric encryption there is single key used for sender and receiver end. In this encryption technique the message is encrypted with the same key and decrypt also. ठीक है? That's why it's the simplest and commonly known encryption technique, and it's make easy to use, but because of same key it become less secure. That's why we have to opt another kind of method, that is asymmetric encryption decryption method. And in this method, you can see in this picture, there is different key we used. Like we use here public key and here we use private key. Means receiver have their own key and sender have their own key. We can generate that these key and we can keep, and once we mix these key with the plain text data, then that we get ciphertext, it transmit, and at the receiver end we did save. Because we are using different key, then there is some mathematical operation algorithms will be quite complex. That's why this kind of encryption and decryption become quite complex, and it becomes slower, but it is more secure. Here is comparison between symmetrical and asymmetrical encryption on the basis of some keys. You can see here that this is the symmetric key and this is symmetric encryption, and it is asymmetrical encryption. In this table you can see, means as I already discussed about the key, in symmetrical encryption the key will be same, in asymmetrical encryption key will be different. Yes. Next one is the size. If we talk about the size, then the ciphertext, that is combination of plain text and key, then the size of ciphertext in symmetrical encryption could be same or smaller than the plain text, while just opposite happen in asymmetrical encryption. On the basis of efficiency, as I already told, it in symmetrical encryption what going on, we can it's less secure, but we can transmit more and means bulky data, large amount of data we can transmit, we can send. But in asymmetrical encryption there is only short message. Means if it is require highly secure data, then we go for this kind of encryption, like we are saving financial data, we are saving our entity, means in important information or our password. For that case it is more efficient. Speed, because of same key, speed of symmetrical encryption is quite high, and in asymmetrical it become quite slower, because we have to go for the complex mathematical process. For designing asymmetrical encryption, there will be involve complex algorithms. Purpose, so it is basically for large amount of data transmission we are using, means wherever it's important to send bulky data, for that we have to use symmetrical encryption, while for more sensitive and more secure data or smaller data we should go with the symmetrical encryption. As per security, it is less secure, and asymmetrical one is the more secure. This one is the algorithms we used for designing symmetric encryption is the AES, DES. While for asymmetric, we are going to use RSA, DSA, and others. And for existence basis, if we can say it's the old technique, and it's a new technique. That asymmetrical encryption is new techniques, and they are in new version also available. So what are algorithms which we can use in the asymmetrical and symmetrical process, means while we are designing the key, so which kind of algorithms we are using. So there is two different kinds of algorithms commonly we use, there is other as well. So the first one is the AES, that is advanced encryption in a standard, and it support 128 bit to 256 bit keys, and it's very hard to break this key. So it's more secure, but as the size of key will increase, so it quite reduces the services, but we can go with this as well. And basically it is for symmetrical key encryptions. And in this algorithms, if there is someone sender and someone receiver, that we are using symmetrical key, so that sender and receiver both have same secret key, both use same kind of secret key. While this RSA is used basically for asymmetrical encryption, it is used in the asymmetrical, and we are going to not share the key as we are all we shared in AES. So here key will be different. Sender have different key, that public key, and receiver have different key. So, what is the basic difference between RSA and AESA? AES follow symmetrical encryption and RSA follow asymmetrical. And on the basis of security, RSA become more secure. So sometime what happen, we need a hybrid approach. Like initially we need to make safety and security. Once the security part is done, we need to transmit bulky data. Means more large amount of data we need to send. So we can use combined form of both RSA and ESA, and then we can go for encryption. So this is their hybrid approach is quite more beneficial for transmission and for encryption. Okay, so that right now we discussed basics of encryption and decryption, their algorithms, their key, and their differences. Now I come on the topic why we are using these kind of method in our out systems. Means what is the requirement of encryption and decryption? So same, we want to make safe and secure system. We want to design safe and secure applications so that our data will know will save, and no one going to stole, no one going to play with our data. For that purpose, we have to go encryption and decryption in out system. For that security concern, if we are talking about the security, then there is integrity, availability, and confidentiality is play vital role in security in out system. For that, in out system, there is some compliance, regulatory compliance. By that, it's defined. We have to keep our data safe and secure, like GDPR, HIPAA, PCI, DS, and we should to protect our data, our credentials, our financial data, our personally identifiable information. All those things we should to keep safe and secure. For that purpose, for meet these kind of requirements, we should to go encryption and decryption in out system as well. So this is the things what I already discussed because of additional consideration that regularly compliance and their performance implications. For that, we have to go for the security. Like OutSystem also follow the AWS S3 things. OutSystem utilizes AWS provided disk volume encryptions and key management so that employing the industry standards AES 256 encryption algorithm to encrypt data on volume hosting virtualized front-end servers. And we can save our data by using this kind of concepts. So, how we can do in our system? There is two way by using either server side encryption or by going with the client side encryption. So, what is the difference between both? If we are going to save something in our server, means uh, definitely we if we are processing anything, then we have to go with the server. Then we can save our data in the server side, and we can if there is some kind of password, some kind of information which we have to give in the input side, means from the our browser side, from the screen sides, then we have to save that data in our client side. So there is two section. One is the server side encryption and decryption in our system, and another one is the client side encryption. Let's start with the server side encryption. So server side encryption means before storing the data and sending out, whatever things, whatever algorithms or methods we are going to save our data, that is the server side encryptions. For that, in our system there is encrypt decrypt functions and hash functions. Hash, even though it's a one way process, it's not like encryption, it's a one way process, but there is some functions available in our system. By using that, we can go for this security feature. Along this, we have some kinds of crypto APIs, some kinds of components also available for that. Uh, as per best practices, we have two situations in our means not only in our system, in anywhere for saving data, like at rest and in transit. So, what is the at rest? At rest means like we are going to save our data in AWS. So, in AWS, our data is saved. So we want to save our data in some encrypted format. And once we require, we went there, and by using our key, we can abstract our original data and we can keep. So once our data is stored in a cloud, then it is in rest. And if we are transmitting it, means whatever inputs we are giving and we are processing it for the server, then it is in transit. Like we are sending our data for server in AWS server, then it is in transit mode, and once it is stored in AWS or in cloud, then it is in the at rest mode. So in both way we can give the security. For in transit, HTTPS is important and it's play a role that we can protect data, our data in the transport layer, and we can use SSL and TLSA for security. And here also we can do some kinds of encryption. So this is the basics uh, server side, why we are doing and what concept our system follows for securing data. Now, client side encryption. So, client side encryption basically affect our browser. We have to do some kinds of JS. We have in our screen level. Then we are going to encrypt our data. So, data encrypted, decrypted on client before sending to the server. That is the client side encryption, and it's protect data in transit. It reduces exposure if server or network is compromised. And for this also there is some component and outsystem supported functions available for making for saving our data. Okay. Next one, by using forge component, we can make safe and secure our data. Yes, we can do encryption and decryption. So these here I mentioned some forge component, and I'm going to use as well that crypto API server side server side, and for crypto.js reactive for client side. And now question comes, why forge component? So I can say it's a pre-built function, it's a reduced development time, and if we somewhere stuck, then there is community to support and guidance. For that, we should to go with the forge component, and along that we have some options also available. By using that, as I already mentioned, we can go with the functions which is inbuilt by OutSystem, like encrypt function, decrypt functions, and all. Okay, so let's move to the service studio for demo. Okay, so okay, so is my service studio is visible?
Yeah, Shashi, it's visible to me.
Okay, thank you, Kritika. I think I need to make in presenting mode. Or it is in presenting mode?
Could you please repeat?
It's in presenting mode, or need to make it presenting mode. It is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So here I'm in my personal environment, and I'm going to tell you how we can do all those things, and how we can use encryption and decryption for emails and for our credentials or any input values. For that, I already downloaded, for reducing time. I already downloaded some Forge components. One is the crypto API, another one crypto.js reactive, and there is other as well. And I created one application. You can download from this Forge part, and from here you can uh, get the components which you required. And then, yeah, so I'll quickly jump in my application. And I already set something, like I have created a screen for client side, I have created for server side encryption and decryptions. We can take dependency, like for server side I'm going to use crypto API. This is extension. I have taken dependency from here. So there is AES decrypt, AES encrypt. We can save keys, here key from password. We can uh, generate new one. We can read, we can save, and there is some commands. There is some actions. These are server action for password as well. We can generate password, and same thing we can do for by using RSA. So today we are going to discuss by using AES, how we can encrypt our data. So I have taken dependency, and it's already applied. And in the server side encryption and decryption, in this screen, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a picture. By using that picture, I'm going to upload that picture basically, and then I'm going to encrypt that picture. I'll show you how it encrypt, and then I'm going to decrypt that picture as well. Okay, so I have created some local variables. First one is the binary local variables, whereby I'm going to upload a picture, and this is for name of that picture, and this one is for encrypted info. As I already for that I have created one structure, that is encrypted data, and there is data and there is key. For encryption, in encryption what we are going to do, we are going to take a plain text data, then we are using key, and what we will get in the output, we will get in output ciphertext. So we are going to save that thing, and then we'll reverse back. That means we are going to decrypt and we'll get original or binary data. So this is our primary things. Uh, as I already made some actions. So let's start with the server side. Okay, now I'm going to take widget, that is upload, for uploading binary information. Okay, perfect. Let me assign the value. It's a file content is binary, so binary data variable which I have taken, I have assigned. Then file name, it's file name, and yeah, it's done. And we can go in the widget, because I want to show once picture is uploaded, then it should visual. So I'm going to take image. I Yeah, I kept it here. There is local image, and if there is yeah, I'm going to keep it in if condition. If there is no picture uploaded, suppose that binary is null binary, in that case this image should be local image, and if there is any picture uploaded, then this should be the binary image which we are uploaded. Okay, so this part is done. Now we can upload from here, and let me make, okay, I'm going to insert one container. In this container I'm going to add one button. Yeah, this is basically for encryption. Yeah, and this is encryption button. Here we have to call our server action, which I already created. I'm going to tell you what I did here. So I made one encrypt server action. This is for saving key. Here I want to save my key, and I already discussed we must keep our uh, key in some secure place. So I made it in one site property, and I keep it here. Then I go with the server action, that I have taken dependency from crypto API component, that is AES encrypt. I have taken this encrypt server action, and I pass plain text to encrypt what we are going to encrypt, and then what key we are going to use. So that things we assign here, we can expand it and see there is two inputs, that is plain text and key. We are going to get ciphertext, that is encrypted format. And because I am using AES, then we have to save this one for decryption place, because in the sending and receiving in, we are going to use same kind of key. So here I'm going to save. Yeah, so it's saved. Now I get the output. What output I'm getting from, I need to take from here. So that is encrypted data, and I assigned here. By that we can get the output. Now we are using this thing in another server action as per best practices, and I'm going to uh, binary to base 64 for conversion, so that we can convert that by encrypted value in base 64. That base 64 I given to our encrypt value, this one, and from here we get that encrypted value. So here we get this encrypted value. Yeah. So this one done. Now I'm going to use that encryption server action in our screen action. We can say in this encryption on click. Then we need this value to show you in screen. For that, I'm going to use this assign, and in this assign, I'm going to assign this data, and yeah, this one data, and what the key we are passing, that we can see. Now let back to the screen, and we can see, yes, let me make it bold because its level only, so that we can distinguish. Okay, okay, perfect. Let's check what's the error is coming to encrypt. Okay, we are not given any value for that, so we have to give that binary data variable. What input, in input we are going to upload one image that is in the binary format. For that we have to assign this value to encrypt what thing we are going to encrypt, whether it's text or binary value or whatever. For that we already used uh, this server action. So now this part is done. Let me publish first, and we are going to check whether encryption part is done or not. If it is working, then fine. If there is any issue, then always we have to go with the debugger to check what is the issue. So yeah, it's going to publish till we can see. Yeah. After this, we have to check the decryption part. Yeah, it's anonymous already. Let me open in. Okay, perfect. Let me choose data modeling one. Yeah. Now this one is uploaded. We can encrypt. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's done. We can see there is encrypted data and encrypted key is coming. We can save this thing, not this thing. For security purpose, it's important to save that encrypted value. We can save in our database, and we can keep it and maintain our safety and security. That is the main concern of this demo, means how we can encrypt our binary information. And in the reverse we can go with the uh, another decryption process. For that, let me insert one button, a button. Let me rename it, that is decryption. And in decryption, decryption is the reverse of encryption. So I already made two server action. One to read the key that I get from the crypto API forge component. I am using this. So already I saved this thing in my encryption part. I am going to use that key, and I pass this in our decrypt action, AES decrypt action. And in this action I have to pass that ciphertext and key. I'm going to assign these things, and after that I use this one in another server action, this decrypt value, and then we have to convert in again in binary format, so that I can show you in a screen whether it's the same or not. Then I assign this binary equal this base 64 to binary. Now I'm going to use this action. So for this, I have to pass in encrypted info, that means ciphertext, key, that decrypted value, and that output this. Okay, so that's done. Let me take that decrypted value, that binary. Okay, so it's done. Let me publish again, and let's check whether it's returning the same value or means same picture or not, means whatever document we are going to save, whether we are getting the same or different. Okay, perfect, it's published. Now move to the browser. Okay, let me upload some image. Okay, it's done. Let me encrypt first. If we are not encrypt, then we'll not get decrypt. We will not get any value after decryption. That's why first I encrypted. Now let me try decrypt. Yeah, it's decrypted and it's a original image which I uploaded. So in this way we can do the encryption. We can store our data in transit mode, but make sure, again I am repeating, once we are decrypting, it should be the authenticated place. Means it should be the right person who is going to take that image, that information, or anything, that credential. It should be authenticated person. Like, and along this I must want to add, whatever security we are providing, that key should be rooted. Means once we are saving our key, it should be save in the environment. It should be upgrade, it should be rotate. In that way we can maintain. Means regularly encryption key is very important to enhance our security. So this is basic of server side encryption. Let's discuss in brief about the client side encryption. Because yeah, because sometime what happen, we are giving our data from input, and before reaching it, it's a need to keep safe and secure. For that we have to go with the client side encryptions, and I already added dependency that I downloaded from forge component. That is the crypto js reactive. Yeah, these are dependency I already added. These are actions available. By using these actions and by using this script JS, we can encrypt our data. Once we are not going to add this JS, then we are not able to encrypt. So that's why I'm saying this is the difference between server and client side encryption. In our client side encryption, we have to do some kind of complex JS coding script we have to maintain. So let's come in the client JS, client side encryption. And for that, I have taken three values. One is the input value, it is in text format, then encrypted value, and then decrypted value. Okay, so let's take input widget, and I'm going to assign the variable that is input value. Again, I'm going to take one container. In this container, I'm going to insert one button that is, let me rename that button is for encryption. Sorry, encryption. And here, as I already added that crypto.js reactive client, I'm going to use this one. So what is the input and output things we require? That message key, and we'll get the decrypt one. But currently what we are going to do, we are going to do encrypt our message. Whatever password, whatever our id number we are sending, we need to encrypt that value. So for that we have to go with this encryption. Here let me send the input message. This one is our plain text message, whatever we are passing. For now we can take any key, as I using the AES. So it will be shared between encryption and decryption. And let me assign output. From here I can get encrypted value. There is encrypt, and I can take this encrypted value here to show you. Again, I'm going to add one button, and that is for decryption. So here is button and decryption, and in decryption, I'm going to take this decryption one, and the message which is encrypted. Here we have to take, and the similar key we have to use, that is test, and there is output, that decrypted value which we are going to take from this whatever the value will come from this client action. So this part is done, and I'm going to take this decrypted value here. Okay, so this thing is done, but as I earlier I mentioned, I we should to take this thing, this block, script block in our screen. If will not take, then there will be error. You are not added script for JS, which we are going to which going to support for encryption purpose. So it's very important to add this, and as this is the forge component, so this thing is available. We can write our code, we can do same things uh, by using Outsystem supported functions. And okay, so let me, now I'm in browser, and I'm going to show you whether, like, let's enter one value like user group. Okay, now user, I'm going to encrypt this. Perfect, it gives the encrypted value here, and in the reverse I can decrypt it as well. So in decryption I get that original value, that is the plain text. So in this way we can do encryption and decryption in both sides, in the server and client side. Only the difference is that if we are going with the client side, then we have to go some kind of JS process. Okay, hope this is clear for you guys, and we'll discuss if there is any issue related to this after this session. So let me jump in the next. Okay, so here I'm going to summarize how we are implemented these encryption methods in server and client side. So for that we followed some steps. First of all, we are installed forge component. Then we use those forge component, their server action or their client action. Then by using those force component, and we designed our actions, screen actions, so that we can go for process for server side implementation. We have to make server actions, and for client only we need just screen actions. So I go with that. Then we must make sure for decryption it should be uh, legitimate process, means it should be authenticated and authorized. And one more difference between client and server, that server side we have to go some kinds of JS complexity that is quite handleable, means quite tough to handle. So we must include that like include a JavaScript block or client action that leverage web crypto APIs for JS. So this is the basic steps which we followed, and by that we can encrypt and decrypt our binary data, that means our picture, and we can encrypt and decrypt our any message like password or any other information. So here is the comparison between, as I already seen by the demo, how we can do, means for server side encryption process will done in the server. For client side it's done in the browsers, means we did in the UI. And basically server side used at rest, like we can do it in AWS when we are in cloud, and we are going to save and secure our data in cloud. For that it is important. And for client side it's used in transient, like when we are saving, we are giving our input to server. For that case we go with the client side. And on the complexity, in client side there is JS code that is quite tough to write and handle. So that is one thing. And performance, both it's for server resource load and it's for client CPU users. So what is the overview of demo? Basically we understand about the encryption and decryption, how we can keep our data safe and secure in the server, how can we secure our data while we are sending, whether it's binary or it's any uh, text or any I can say you can convert that text in an integer format, whatever it should require. We can go with that. I used basically two components, that is crypto API and crypto JS reactive. Crypto API for server side and crypto JS reactive for client side. You can write your own codes. You can go with that as well. There is OutSystem supported functions like encrypt function, decrypt function, hash functions, but that can be complex, and that can increase your development time. But by using these components we can reduce our development time, that's only. So what we understand, we by this session, I think you all are so in the same phase as I can say. We understand how we can implement encryption in server, how we can implement encryption and decryption in the client side, how we can use our forge component, and how we can validate each and everything. And by using best practices we can keep safety and security, and we can follow our compliances like GDPR and HIPAA. So now question and answer round, like if there is any question, yeah, if there is any question, so please let me know.
Hey everyone, you can start Q&A. Like you can drop your questions in the comment box, in the chat box. We can take it from there. So Sashi, I think we have already one question. There is one question from Alok Sharma. How to verify the authenticity, security of the forge component you are using, like crypto API.
Okay, okay. So, how to verify the authenticity security of the forge component you are using crypto API? Okay, means Alok, these components are basically supported by forge, means in our system only. So these are verified components, we can say. So we are using those components. Like we cannot question mark on that question, but we can use other way as well, like I already mentioned you, we can use crypt function and decrypt function, hash functions. By that also you can maintain security in our system. Hope
Okay.
it's clear to you, Alok. And is there any other, Pratika?
Any other question do you have, audience? You can drop it in the chat box.
Okay, so I think we should.
Okay, so I think let's wait for 2 minutes if someone has question, or we can move to the quiz session.
Hi, Kritika. Naveen here. I just want to ask you a question. How much
Okay.
it is recommended to use this encryption on a regular application? Imagine like we have application that everyday customers will upload the files, will verify those files and all. How much on the performance wise can we use this one?
Okay, so Naveen, what I understand, you are asking about how we can assure to encryptions, means if it is regularly going to update, is it?
I mean to say performance impact. What is going to be like? We have an application. Just you showed us using an image or some image, but we have an application like we have PDFs. Customers will upload PDFs. You know, our system will support up to 28 MB to upload someone any file. So imagine like customers uploading 10 MB files like PDFs, Word, Excel. So how much performance-wise do we have an impact if we use encryption, decryption? Like usually we are not using this now, but if we want to implement this, like I mean, we are going to implement, we want to give our customer more secure application, then is
Mhm.
there going to be any impact
Yeah.
on this?
So Naveen, yeah, Naveen, once we are going with this process, because this is already using some kind of complex algorithms. So we always take care. We are using some sensitive things, like we are going to save our data, or we are playing with the security. In that case we should to go. And that second part you are saying how much it will affect on the regular basis update. So I will let you know this one in one to one, and you can reach me in my LinkedIn group as well. So for that will clear you more. And right now I have I'm not miss that much clear about that your answer means how frequently we should to update that thing, encryption, and how much it will affect once we are using encryption.
Sure,
Okay,
that's not
yeah,
an
yeah,
issue. I will appreciate. I will reach out to you.
yeah.
Sure, thanks for that.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, Shashi, I think there is one more question from Ajit Vora. Any forge or payload encryption?
Any force for payload encryption? So you can search from ports. You can go with that, uh, but I don't know about that, Jit. You can search from the force by putting your requirement, which kind of components you are looking. So by that you can get more information, and you get benefited. Okay, okay. So I think that's
Great.
yeah.
So, any more question do you have? I think Shashi, we can jump into the quiz session. Shall we start the quiz?
Sure, Kritika, because this is most exciting session, means most exciting part of the session, and we all are waiting for that.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Okay, so thank you guys for listening me. Thank you for questions. If you have any issue, then you can reach me out in LinkedIn as well, and with my and I'm happy to share the knowledge about security and encryption and decryption. Thank you so much. Yes, Pratika, you share your screen and start that quiz part. Now I'm going to mute myself. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, just sharing the screen. So, it's time for the fun quiz which we have planned for you. Okay, so here is how it works. I'm sharing my screen with you. You can scan the QR code, then you will be redirected to the Slido. So there will be 10 questions in total, and you will have 20 seconds to answer that. It will be MCQ questions. Okay. So once everyone joins, we will get started. Everyone, please join first. Like winner will get the swag kits from the Outsystems. For who will win this quiz, they will get some kits from the Outsystems. Okay, shall we start? Everyone joined, I guess. Okay, let's start the quiz. So, here's the first question I will be presenting on your screen. What does the acronym CIA in the cybersecurity stands for? Okay, time is close. So, let's check what's the correct answer. The correct answer is A, confidentiality, integrity, availability. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Which protocol is used to secure communication over the internet? Hurry up, time is closing for this question. Okay, so what's the correct answer? The correct answer is C, SSL, TL, TLS. Okay, so and moving to the next question, what does GDPR regulate? Let's see what's the correct answer is. It is C, data protection and privacy in the EU.
74% correct. That's good.
That's good. So, and moving on to the next question. Next question is on your screen. What's the data is what's it is the data encryption. Okay, let's see the answer. Okay, so everyone is right here. Second is the answer, converting plain text into the
Cipher.
ciphertext.
Yes. Everyone listen carefully. That means I'm
That's
happy.
good to
I'm
see.
happy. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is here. What is the main difference between symmetric and asymmetric encryption? Okay, so let's see what's the correct answer is here. That is the first one. Symmetric uses one key, asymmetric uses two key, and 75% of the audience is right. Let's see the leaderboard ones. So Outsystem Ninja is on the first, and Anuj is on second. Okay, great
Anuj,
progress.
Anuj,
Five more questions are left. It's your chance to win. So let's get started. Next question is here on the screen. What is the primary risk of the data breach? Okay, let's see the correct answer. Here's the answers. And audience is right here. 100% of the audience, I guess. Exposure of the sensitive information. And moving on to the next question. What is the primary purpose of the crypto API in OutSystems? Okay, So answer is encrypting and decrypting the data. And all the audience are right here. It's good to see. And next question is here. Where is the sensitive data like password stored in OutSystems? Okay, so answer is encrypted with the hashing algorithms. Let's see the leaderboard first. What is the position here? So OutSystem Ninja Marco on the first place, Priya Naveen on the second, and Modi third, Jeet Vora fourth, Tushar fifth. Okay, two more questions are left. Let's see who wins this. And here it is. What type of encryption is supported by OutSystems for symmetric keys? Okay, let's see the answer. AES. And 80% of the audience is right. And let's look at the leadership board here first. And Marco is on the first place. That's cool. Priya Naveen on the second, Moni on the third, Akansha fourth, Tushar fifth. Okay, let's go to the last question, and this is your last chance to win. What is the recommended way to store sensitive data in the OutSystems? Okay, let's see the answer. 90% of the audience is right using the database with the encryption. Okay, and let's see the leadership board. Here are winners. First is Marco, and second is Priya Naveen, third is Moni, and fourth Akansha, fifth Tushar. Congratulations to all. You have done so good. Marco, 10 out of 10. Great. Okay. So, great job, everyone. I'm so impressed with the energy and the participation. And now, Shashi, if you want, you can take over the segment. Hey, Shashi, are you there?
Yeah, yeah, Kritika. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Oh, okay. So thank you everyone and congratulations the winners who won the Marco, Priya, Moni, Akanksha and Tushar. Great job. You've done very nice and thank you so much for this session attending in your weekend, especially in this busy schedule. And you can connect with us in Mumbai user groups and join us for regular updates of OutSystem user group from the side of Mumbai user group. And yeah, now I have presenting mode. Yeah, now I'm presenting the my last slide where you can scan the QR code and you can. Is my screen visual to you guys, Kritika? This
Yes,
is my
it's
yeah,
visible.
yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you so much for confirmation. Now you can see there is two QR code. One is for Mumbai group. You can scan and you can connect with us. And second thing, you can get the regular update by using this QR code from in WhatsApp as well. And just keep connect with us, keep updating yourself, and keep going learning. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, thank you everyone. We hope you have learned something new today. And thank you for joining us. A huge thank you to our speaker Shashi Mishra for sharing her expertise with us. If you have any feedback or questions, drop them in a chat or reach out to us on a LinkedIn for better support. Have a great day. We will see you in our next event.